Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and I'm a psychologist specialized in emotional and binge eating. And today I want to discuss a little bit creating more awareness around eating disorders, what they are, what they aren't, and how you can help your loved one or yourselves heal from an eating disorder. First of all, I want to say that as someone who has lived through various eating disorders over 15 years, almost actually 20 years, I'm very familiar with symptoms that I used to dismiss, that were clear symptoms that my relationship with food was off, or we can also say unhealthy. Whether I was dieting hardcore, exercising even more, purging my calories through sports, or being obsessed with every single ingredient that went to my mouth, those were all signs of a very unhealthy relationship with food. To start off, I would first like to point out that eating disorders have nothing to do with food. They are a part of a mental disorder list. And with that, we need to address the mental aspect of eating disorders, not just the physical and how someone looks. I, for example, throughout my journey of battling my food problems and my various types of distorted relationship with food, I looked pretty much what you would say is normal. No one assumed that I was battling an issue with food. Some of the most clear symptoms of binge dieting or binging and dieting is when a person would be on a very, very restrictive diet for many days and influenced by the diet culture to do so. And then at some point, they just start binging and they cannot stop. Binging means eating a lot of food in one sitting, almost in a trance, without realizing how much you're eating, and then feeling guilt and shame and disappointment once the binging is done. And more often than not, that binge eating session means that from tomorrow you will start restricting again. And that's how you end up in a cycle. I have been in that cycle, and I entered in that cycle because I wanted to slim down, because I was listening to a lot of doctors and influencers who were telling me that all the food that I like to eat were bad for me. So I just dismissed them. And I entered in a much bigger problem of fearing food, cutting food groups, cutting calories. But then eventually I would binge. And that was the cycle that I was battling. On top of that, there was moments in my life when I was more concerned about my health, when I wanted to, for example, be a vegan. And that was also a motivation coming from a place of eating clean, eating super healthy. And I would say that there was a time when I developed orthorexia. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's when you are obsessed to the point of unhealthy obsession with what foods you eat, how they're grown, what are the ingredients. And it's very debilitating to live with that condition because, you cannot go out, no one can cook for you, you are scared of what you're putting in your mouth, and it becomes a very difficult way of living your everyday life. I would say that my personal journey of healing was a mix of personal trial and error, studying psychology, but also having a therapist that I work with. And I encourage you, if you feel that the way you eat is taking a physical, but also a mental toll on you, that food and the consumption and the burning of the calories and earning your calories is all you think about. If you wake up in the morning and you think about your binging, if you wake up in the morning and think about restricting, it means that on some level, there are some aspects of your life that are not well defined or organized, and you're using food in a very unhealthy way to cope with those. Food is something that has to give you pleasure, but it cannot distract you from your life. And that's what, with this eating disorders, food serves. To numb your emotions, to distract you, to give you a boost if needed, to comfort you, everything which is not related to hunger. So my suggestion is, if you're noticing some signs that I have just mentioned, and you feel that the way you eat doesn't make you feel good physically or mentally, please seek help. And when I mean help, I don't think it's enough for you to buy a self-help book. It's enough maybe for you to recognize that you have problems regarding food. But in order for you to actually heal, to become what I call an intuitive eater, to become someone who can have breakfast without thinking what time it is, or have a meal without thinking how many carbs are in that meal. For that, you need to uncover much deeper thoughts around food, habits you have acquired around food in order to pass them, and with a new skill set, learn different ways of eating or different ways of moving your body if that's also an issue for you. So I would say therapy alongside with maybe self-help, trial and error is the best way to go if you want to heal your relationship with food and find exactly what I would call food freedom, where food and eating is just a part of your life and it's not the main aspect of your life. Since we have finally an awareness week dedicated to eating disorders, I think it's important to acknowledge how far we have come. This is a topic that now is being discussed publicly in the media, social media. People are sharing their experiences just like I'm sharing mine. And I believe that for those who are currently suffering and who want to heal, the first step in the right direction is them being aware that it's not something unique to them, that a lot of people suffer, but that also a lot of people have healed and recovered. And if you want to heal and to recover, this is the right step in the direction that you can get the help that you need. In your environment, you're probably surrounded by people who have studied enough about it that can help you. If you want to get more information about it, you can click below, comment your experiences with eating disorders. What have you tried so far? And we can start the conversation.